but what I can do...
Well, you can like open a couple notepad docs and just like
Yes,
make them really small and thin and just cover that on each side. That would be very helpful.
Yep. So I'm gonna open a paint.
Yeah, whatever you need. Just something where you can just play with the window size. And looking at the bands, first band is going to be Shen. Second band going to be Kassadin, Rammus, then Warwick.
Yeah, I definitely think these are pretty... I mean, like I said, I'm pretty new to this scene, but just based on the dynamics of the map and from what I've personally played, I mean, I think I've got at least 100 Dominion games under my belt right now.
Cool, you're 10th of the way there.
Yeah, I definitely think that these are pretty strong bands. Kassadin with his Rift Walk is super strong. Shen with his Shen, Warwick, and Poppy, all really strong 1v1 characters, and then Rammus, of course, for anyone who starts playing Dominion, you know to get rid of that guy. Urgot, though, is a little bit baffling to me. I wonder if you could explore why they would ban Urgot.
Urgot is a very, very powerful bottom lane champion in Dominion. Urgot's range makes it extremely easy for him to harass. He's also quite durable. He comes equipped with a suppress. But it's mostly that fact that he has such a distance at which he can engage enemy champions with. It makes him a very dangerous champion to have to deal with. So he's a really strong bottom lane, and he's not only bottom lane. I mean, you can put him up top conceivably, and he'll work out. But he's a great bot. So seeing him banned is not abnormal by any means.
And I definitely like the. I mean, this is, and keep in mind, you know, this is all going based off of personal experience here, which I definitely don't have as much as these guys, but Blitzcrank, I think, is a very, very strong pick for this map, and Pantheon, of course, just super, super aggressive, and again, just one of those great 1v1 champs. I'm assuming he's going bottom lane?
Pantheon? Not so much. Pantheon's more of a top lane champ. You see that Yorick pick right there? Yorick is another excellent bottom lane champion because his ability to spawn the ghouls, which, mind you, viewers, I don't know every single champion ability. There's 95 champions times 5 abilities each, so it's a lot. So forgive me if I call it a name wrong. But Yorick's 3 ghouls that he can spawn are really good for harass. He's pretty tanky. His ultimate is absolutely absurd. So he's another bottom lane champion, and the fact that he's not banned is probably what led to him being picked there. We see in Aurelia also, Blitzcrank is tanky. He's got great CC. He's an all-around great champion to have in this game type. He's got that mana shield to pop up at the last moment. Remember, Blitzcrank always has roughly 20% more hit points than you think he does. He's hiding them in his back pocket, though. He's going to pull him out at the last second. Pantheon, the Revive Ultimate combo is something that you see on him a lot. His ability to get back into a fight is really high. Plus, he's got a stun. He's got some good damage. He's a champion that we see picked a lot. But for champions that we don't see picked a lot, we look at the left side of the map, looking at Pentaskill. We have an Amumu, a Cho'Gath, an Alistar, an Ezreal, and a Kennen. And I see an Alistar pick every once in a while. Alistar's very, very tanky. He's got a lot of hit points. Ult gives him a lot of survivability. He's got two interrupts. Cho'Gath, he's also got 2 interrupts, but I don't see him that often, so I can't comment on him too much. Amumu, I think this is the first time I've seen an Amumu in a broadcast game. Ezreal I see from time and again. Ezreal has really good poke. You know, he's got the Arcane Shift, which is awesome for dodging, so he can harass like a boss. Kennen, I don't see a lot of Kennen picks, so I can't comment on him too much. We see Ryze as the last pick for Dom4Fun. And Ryze can be a really good bottom lane champ. He can be a good top lane champ. Deals a lot of damage, is pretty tanky. He's got Rune Prison to lock people down with. Excellent addition to any Dominion team.
Yeah, I definitely like the... I mean, just as far as looking at specific compositions, it's definitely looking like the... so Pentaskill on the left side of your screen, it looks like they have a very, very team fight based comp. Lots of AoE damage there, and actually really high burst coming out from, I mean, Amumu with his ultimate, super high burst, and then sustain after that with his W and E, and then Kennen is just insanely high burst, paired up with just tons of CC from these guys. Whereas it looks like a lot of single target nukes and pretty much no AoE for Team Dom4Fun here. So perhaps we're going to see the team fights go really one-sided. But with those really long cooldowns, I know running, when you run Amumu Kennen, those, that really takes a long time to get back into those team fights. Okay, so it looks like we've got some volume issues here. I'm going to just turn you down a little bit there.
No. Leave all your settings the same and let me adjust mine.
Okay.
Like on my computer. So keep all of your stuff the way that you had it. Because I have to have mine balanced a certain way for the VODs. I'm recording all the games with fraps.
Okay. Yeah, and I did actually derp a little bit there. I clicked to check a message on the lull, and then it went over top of the windows. I had to readjust. So hopefully within that time there was some switching. And holy crap, that is a lot of revive on Team Dom4Fun. 5 revives, and I mean, that for Dominion, I mean, for Summoner's Rift, which I cast mainly, that would be unheard of, but this seems kind of like it would work. I'm actually really excited to see how this is going to go.
Well, I can tell you a lot about Revive. Revive is something that you see commonly in a lot of Dominion games. I still struggle to find words to describe it in a way that's, like, particularly simple and effective, but Revive you don't get to use very often in the game. If you drop it before the 5-6 minute mark, you usually get to use it once more. And if the game goes on really long, like 21 minutes plus, maybe you'll get a third one in. But Revive isn't something that you get to use often because of its long cooldown. But having it gives you the ability to sort of undo a great mistake, or to capitalize on a mistake that the enemy makes. You'll see it used a lot at the initial fight at the windmill, where someone will die early or something like that, and you'll have that sort of long, protracted poking war where people are, trying to cap, interrupt, and then someone will just pop their revive and go back straight up to the top. And then they'll be in on full hit points, and no one else will be, so it gives them a nice, distinct little advantage there. And that'll happen many, many times throughout the game. I mean, the bottom lane, let's say bottom lane gets killed, on their tower, and the other guy just narrowly lived, which is something that will happen a lot. Then that bottom will just pop the revive, come right back off, kill that guy, take their tower back.
Yeah,
you don't get to use it often, but it's very, very effective when used correctly.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that if these guys are partaking in this tournament, and I assume that they've been in this tournament before, that they know exactly what they're doing. And, I definitely think on top of all of that, and I apologize for this white screen here, it happens every once in a while on load up, but it will go away. But another way that it can be used, I mean, I've seen it used in an SR match, but it definitely can be used as a play as well, even if they're not winning those team fights, which I mentioned before that we're looking at a team in Pentaskill where they have a lot of AoE, a great burst, and they're basically, like, if I had to pit these guys after they hit level 6 up against each other, I would say that Pentaskill is going to win every single time just based on this comp. But they can use that revive to their advantage because, like I also mentioned, when those ultimates are down, that's going to be quite a while before they can retaliate, and then you've got all these champions coming out that are, a lot of them are very tanky. Actually, I would almost argue that all of them are very tanky or have some tank ability within them, and yeah, they're going to come out and just be able to beast their way back through. So hopefully we'll see something cool used with that. I don't doubt that that's going to be the case, and we're ready to rock here. We can see Cho'Gath having a little bit of ping issues, but it's looking to certainly be something interesting anyways, especially for my first time here. So in we go.
To the crystal skull.
There we are. I gotta quick try and change my resolution, because I got that thing where it loads in a little box in the corner. So let's see if I can move it over a little bit. No, not there. Go up.
Okay, so while you're sorting your stuff out, I'm just going to go over the opening items here. We do have a lot of Prospector's items right now. I'm counting 4 already. And Prospector's items, I've heard a lot about how just OP Prospector's items are right off the get-go. But I think on certain champions, it's definitely not the way you want to go. We do see a Giant's Belt here on Cho'Gath. Definitely a good opener. Ruby Crystal Longsword Boots and a Potion here on Alistar. So that's going to be some fancy stuff there. Prospectors, again, on Ezreal with his Boots, Blasting Wand, and his level 1 Boots for Kennen as the opener. And then on the opposite end, the Prospectors. Actually, now 3 Prospectors on the enemy side here with Pantheon, Aurelia, and Yorick along with their boots, and then you've got a Sheen on Blitzcrank, which is going to be huge, and then the Catalyst on Rise. So he is definitely not going anywhere unless he can get bursted down right away, but that's a lot of HP he has to deal with. And it looks like Kennen actually using his Lightning Rush a little bit too early there, a little bit over-eager, not timing that one out properly, so he is going to get up there a little bit slower than he would have liked to, but the action is underway here, and now Alistar kind of uncoordinated there, stopping a little bit with the Ezreal to start that one, set up that point. But off they go up to top lane, and the battle is about to start up.
Yep, we see Amumu immediately with that bandage toss, moving straight up and walking back out of it before anyone from Dom4Fun is able to get a lot of damage on him. And Alistar, first one to get a lot of focus. Blitzcrank pulling him back into the fight, and Alistar's going to get taken down. Looks like they're going for Amumu next, and he's the next one to fall. Mana Shield has been activated on Blitzcrank, but it's not going to be of much consequence as Ken gets taken down, and Ezreal getting chased away. Pantheon standing off to the side to zone. Remember, you only need one person to cap, so you can spare that one person to keep someone out away from the point in order to keep from being interrupted. At the bottom end of the map, however, we have Yorick, played by the Elk, putting a lot of harass on Cho'Gath, forcing him all the way back to his point, and all the way down to 1/3 of his hit points already this early in the game.
Yeah, and that's going to be really tough for Cho'Gath to deal with. With the Giant's Belt, it's going to work nicely with his passive, but if he goes too low, it's really not going to matter that he has it. So here we go again. It looks like up at top lane, we do have a giant rush in here, no pun intended, on Kennen's Lightning Rush, but in we go. Level 5 here for Team Dom4Fun, and the jump from Pantheon is going to help to pick up that kill for him. And now Alistar having to back away here. He is ghosting, trying to get away, but the headbutt backwards onto Blitzcrank. Amumu with the bandage toss, jumping in there on Pantheon, trying to get that one done. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Yorick does pick up that kill, and he's now going to cap that point where the Ignite and the Spell Flux here from, or the Essence Flux from Ezreal is going to pick up that kill onto Pantheon. So we've got a lot of action happening up at this top lane, even still, but the advantage right now is being held for Dom4Fun, but a jump in from Amumu with that bandage toss, not doing as much damage as he would have liked, and just, I think...
Turret gets neutralized up top.
Yeah, and just a lot of, I think, lack of focus and too much jumping in and out from Team Pentaskill.
Yep, Amumu getting caught right there. Get the ultimate from Blitzcrank going down. And the airborne on Ezreal. Ezreal going to get picked off. And Alistar might make it out of here yet. Looks like he's going to get away just fine down at the bottom end of the map. We have Kennen trying to get this point away from Yorick, but Yorick just forcing him away very, very quickly. Almost going to kill him. He's going to have to do that dash away towards the summoner pad. You got Ragnarok, Pantheon, positioning himself sort of in the middle of the map, and he's going to pick up the Storm Shield. Storm Shield Pantheon, very scary thing that you don't want to have to deal with. And we got 3 coming down bottom here, and Yorick, is he going to let them have this, or is he going to back away? And he's going to let them have it. He's just going to back on out of there, and that's a very important thing. You only need to be up 3 points, getting caught there by Amumu with the bandage toss. Kennen gets the stun off on him as well. And there goes, we got the Yorick ultimate going down right now, chasing after Kennen. We got Ezreal jumping in with the Arcane Shift, gets the kill there, but Yorick from the Great Beyond still doing damage. He's going to try and finish off Ezreal, and he's not going to be able to.
And meanwhile, up at this top lane here, in between these points, it looks like Cho'Gath almost going down the Blitzcrank pull with the Sheen proc, almost going to get that kill. Now he's going to finish that off with an extra auto attack. And so it looks like another point here being capped for Dom4Fun. 4 points to 1 now. Only the... God, I can't think of the name of these points. But the bottom left-hand side, either way, is going to be held here for Pentaskill. And Blitzcrank doing work with that Sheen and the ultimate. Now Amumu, though, will help to pick up that kill.
Yep, Amumu taking a little bit of damage from Pantheon there by that Speed Shrine. Don't know if Pantheon's going to pick this fight. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try and get on out of there. We've got Lysix Aurelia moving around that end of the map too, but Amumu very, very tanky. They're not likely to be able to burst him down. very quickly. You see at the bottom end of the map, ICOD's Rise has picked up that bottom point and is 5 capped now in favor of Dom4Fun.
And this is actually a very, very one-sided match here, and there's Amumu with that ultimate trying to get away here, but Pantheon now jumping in, missing that spear, missing the Heartseeker strike, I couldn't think of the name of it, missing that entirely, but now we've got 4-0 right now in favor of Dom4Fun, and this is really going to stay one-sided, I think, for a little while here, as Yorick is going to be absolutely impossible to move off of that point. 16 seconds away from his Omen of Death, which is going to keep him there for a while. And now we do have those objectives on the field. You've got the Windmill, which is up for grabs, and then the Refinery at top left. That's going to be, I think, it should be tougher for Dom4Fun, but because of the dominating stance that they've had in this game, I don't think that they're going to have too much trouble right now.
Mumu and Cho'Gath converging on the bottom point down there, looking to unseat Yorick, and they are not quite successful. Gunsling as Ezreal comes down. Yorick with the ultimate there, prolonging his stay on the battlefield for a little while, and not quite able to get Ezreal. It looks like they are going to be able to take that point back, but on the upper part of the map, over by the Refinery there, Dom4Fun is able to push up on that quest objective there, forcing Alistar away from the point. Got the bandage toss from Amumu, but it's more of a token bandage toss than anything else, as he gets crowd controlled by Pantheon Blitzcrank and forced back to his summoner pad. And the Windmill quest has been secured for Dom4Fun, giving them that damage increase, and it's 4 points to 1, 469 Nexus health against 140 in favor of Dom4Fun.
Yeah, and here we go again. Blitzcrank with a great pull. Alistar does not have his ultimate online, and Kennen coming in there trying to defend. Alistar will go down, however, and now Kennen looks like he's going to get beat up on right now. There we go, and so 3 kills for 1 for Dom4Fun. And we've still got a Mumu in the background here trying to chase down Aurelia. Will he pick up the kill? No, the CC way too strong there. Rise coming out with that snare, and then the pop-up from Blitzcrank. Just too much CC, and they are holding strong here, Gandair. So I don't know. Do you see a comeback here? 95 to 467 the points.
Do I see a comeback in this particular game? Maybe not, but Dominion is one of those games where it's not over until it's over. I've seen comebacks at 5 Nexus health before. If they are able to get things together, get a point secured, lay down some good D, it's possible they can turn this game around, but right now it looks very, very grim.
Yeah, and you can even see there the minions kind of slowing down the capturing of that point there for Pentaskill, so just nothing going in their favor right now, as it looks like Dom4Fun just chilling out in these bushes, and when you've got this much of an advantage, that's definitely a good way to go. Yorick going to be trying to defend here against 3 characters, and a big fight is about to break out in top lane, but it's going to be a 4-for-2. Alistar definitely going to go down here, and then Cho'Gath up against this Rise, who is now ulting, and Blitzcrank comes in. This is going to be, I think, 4 points for 1, and potentially Yorick going to go down, but with his ultimate online and still pounding away on these guys, I don't think anything here is going to go right for Pentaskill.
Yep, the Elk doing a very, very good job defending that point. You can see that he wasn't quite able to stop the neutral, but he was able to prevent them from capturing it, chasing them now all the way back to their point. He seems to really not like Ezreal, chasing him all the way onto the point, and we got Pantheon coming down bottom now to try and pick that up. And you see Blitzcrank coming back to life over there. He's going to pick up that point that was neutralized.
Yeah, and so actually kind of a cute little play there. Very smart there from Yorick. He had like just a second left, and here we go, Pantheon jumping on Kennen, but he did steal that life health relic, sorry, and pick that one up just before he died to make sure to give his team just that slight advantage. So very smart plays here coming out from the Yorick, and still defending, trying to hold on to the points here, getting pushed back a little bit, and they're going to take out these points, but Kennen and Ezreal are going to pick off that Pantheon. Blitzcrank's going to come in here, try to defend with a 13 Nexus health right now. I think it's just going to tick down a little bit too quickly for this point to matter.
They're going to need to make this fight at Windmill count right now. We got them diving into the point, putting a lot of damage over on Rise. Rise going to get taken out. It's now 3v1 top. They're focusing on Lysick now, but the Elk Yorick comes up to the top, and I think with Yorick's presence there, they're not going to be able to get that.
Yep, and here we go. It looks like we're going to end this game right now as Team Pentaskill, who I heard from Gandair just before this match was supposed to, or they were a little bit favored coming into this one, so I'm always rooting for the underdogs, so great job there from Dom4Fun, and just to be sure